Okay, last video. last video of the week. So this is going to be about writing, and yeah, so I have a few chapbook competitions that I'm looking into, and just things that I'm looking into participate in general. I have I submitted my portfolio, so I was looking at it and I was like, well shit, this could be like a chapbook right here. I can just like develop this a little bit further and then submit it. And I've had poems in there published already, but like I've edited a few of them, and so they should like look different, a little slightly different, and tweaked so that they probably won't have an issue with it. When submitting, you have to kind of like specify that like this poem was submitted here and accepted and published, and this poem was over here and it wasn't, but you know, all that kind of stuff. And so I'm thinking about chapbooks, and yeah, this one feels a little bit. What I'm going to do is I have a few themes. Like I feel like this is pretty unified actually for it to be like workshopping all the stuff that I did this semester and like putting that in there, and then like 2 poems from like a previous semester put in here. It feels cohesive, and I think it every semester that I've been in this program, I've had to submit a portfolio, which is helping me to learn how to sequence things and title things and put things, you know, like in a way that draws out the theme or heightens it or whatever, represents it, reveals it, etc., etc. And so that is something that is on my mind now a lot more, because I've had to do this portfolio thing like there like 3 times before. So I've had literally like I have like 3 or 4 portfolios. Yeah. Like yeah, like 3 portfolios or whatever. Is it like 3 portfolios? I think at least 3 portfolios. I think my first semester, second semester, this semester. Did I have them third semester? Because I had a lot of design heavy things. So it was more like, can't remember. Anyway, so yeah, but I have at least 3 portfolios where I've had to write things, and now I kind of, it's really like I know like this is what I'm going to do for thesis. It's just going to be a longer form of this, and now I like know I'm ready for it. And I already self-published stuff too, so it was kind of like I had to sequence things there and edit myself and figure out where I wanted to put things and do that. So it was like I already had that experience. It's not foreign to me that this is what I'm doing per se, but it's just kind of like I know that this is going to be like my culminating work for my time at this program. And it feels weird like that this is like we've been working towards this, and like my time is like slowly kind of coming to an end. It's like it's a weird feeling to like know that this is like coming to an end. It's just a weird feeling. But in looking at my portfolio, I feel like I already have like a chapbook or 2. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pluck out a few of the poems and start to develop around my portfolio. And so I have a few deadlines in like June, July. If I can stretch at the end of May, we'll see. It's like 2 weeks from now. But like I'm not gonna be like dashing like through there to get to May 31st whenever this shit is due. If I look and they say they need 20 poems and I got 6, girl, I'm not applying. I'm not throwing something out my ass. I ain't gonna lie. So that's where I am. But I know that there's 2 or 3 themes going on in here that like I can go in this direction for a chapbook, I can go in this direction for a chapbook, I can go in this direction for a chapbook, and just sit down and like knock it out. And I'm in the phase where like one of these poems that I like wanted to write hasn't been written yet, and it's like it's there, and I need it to be like it's like I need to write this poem. So I feel like it's just one of them poems that I'm like, fuck yeah, when it gets out it's gonna be motherfucking good. Like I just feel like it's buzzing, and it's time to like get out there. And so a few of these poems that I wrote for this portfolio are reminiscent of what I want to do with that one, but that one is just going to be longer, at least 2 full pages, if not close to 3. And so I'm starting to write longer work. I have not written this is not what it is. It's not a crown of sonnets that I'm trying to do. It's yeah, like poem in parts, like line poems and stanzas. Don't even know. Oh my god, that's not fucking it. Anyway, I forget like what the term is, girl. I don't know what the term is. When it be like 1 and it be going into the poem 2, going into a 3, like that. I forget what that shit is called. Oh my god, like what the fuck? I don't have the poetry vocabulary to like intellectualize with y'all. But that's what I want to do. I want to start to explore longer works because my safety is writing a haiku when I don't know what the fuck is going on, or like several different lines or words that are coming to me and trying to put them together. So I'm slowly getting out of that, like that's my safety go-to when I want to write. If all else fails, that's where we're starting, right? If all else fails, that's where I'm starting. But I'm getting out of that because I'm getting more comfortable with writing longer poems and experimenting with form. And so it's like my natural starting point now is not really just haikus. I was like asking one of my classmates about this. We'll probably keep in touch like over the summer and stuff like that. But like my question is like, what are your themes that you like to talk about? Because my themes have started to expand in ways that I didn't think. Like for me, like the body, particularly like menstruation is a thing, and like growth and development is a thing. Like growth and body development, emotional development, spiritual, psychic development. Anyway, all that stuff is a thing. And then like sexuality, sex, relationships, death, dying, spirituality, particularly like an idea of cosmology. And then like other themes started to crop up, like violence, and I was like where did this come from? And so I was like lineage was one, lineage, heritage, that's kind of one, but like violence is one that like started to come up, and I was like, oh my god, like where the fuck is this coming from? Because that isn't like, I don't necessarily read a lot of things, like I watch a lot of murder mysteries, but like I don't necessarily read about a lot of violence, and I guess it's kind of like a way for me to explore what I observe about violence and have experienced about violence, and not like it's just physical violence, just like emotional violence, psychic violence, psychological violence, emotional, all that kind of shit. Like I said, but that's the theme that's coming up, and I guess it's almost getting after like more complicated relationship feelings that you have about people, places, and things, and how violence is a part of your everyday life in many ways. Even if it's something like slamming a door, that could be violence, right? Eating food could be considered violence against the food. And I guess as an animist, my perspectives on violence would be very different, you know? So, yeah, like that's something that's coming up. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is this shit coming from, you know? So, I am ready to explore that a little bit. But yeah, my chapbook ideas, I got like 2 or 3 avenues where I feel like I can go. I don't really feel like these avenues are where I would go for my thesis. And maybe they may be, but like over the summer, I want to submit to a chapbook or two, like a chapbook contest or two, and other places where like sing you the poems and stuff, in addition to like exploring what my nano micro fiction memoir stuff would be, you know. So yeah, like that's coming along and I'm really excited about that. But yeah. So that's about it. And yeah, I have 2 poems that I feel like I'm gonna go with already, and they're more centered around the body menstruation stuff, womb centered things. And so I think I'll start getting into that one because I feel like that's the theme that is calling me the most. That's where this poem that wants to come out is like, that's the lane that it's going in. And so I'm going to like follow that lane. And that's kind of like where we're going. That's writing goal number 1, writing project number 1. So yeah, so that's it. Yeah, that's it for the videos for this week. It's about 6 videos or so. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. I gotta pee. Bye.